caught between my girlfriend and my family. Should I break up? We are in a relationship for 3 months. I know, doesn't amount to much. For me, it's my first relationship, while she has been in a relationship of 3 years before. The problems we face are caused by 2 factors. Factor 1. Sadly, she has some past trauma from that relationship, while for me and my family things are new. About her past trauma, you can think about unsure to open up, some kind of trust issues, sometimes feeling a burden, especially if she has to text first. During our dating phase, I assured her that I'm a different person than her ex and that I would treat her with respect, and she isn't a burden, never. I actually tell her that again from time to time. I also recognize some behavior of anxious attachment. I recognize because from origin I'm anxious attached too, but I've worked on that for months before I even met her because of painful dating experience, and I feel and behave more secure now. Not saying it doesn't show up sometimes, I admit. This, but also other things, sometimes leads to discussions. Sometimes, as in once a week. We can always talk it out the same day, but the majority of them are because of her past trauma and feel childish. 90% of the time, she is the one starting the discussion BTW. Over these 3 months, I can see improvements in her behavior, though. She opened up, and she's finally started to communicate concerns in a calm and rational way instead of purely emotional and overreacting. For me, these are signs her past trauma is finally moving away, and she started to do her inner work. She has also recently started seeing a psychologist. But of course, these discussions all the time don't feel pleasant to me and has made me questioning the relationship from time to time. I like her, and I support her, but in the end, I'm not the one who has to fix her. I'm not a quitter either, and I see the improvements. We always told each other we are a strong team. Factor 2. As said before, things are new for me, but also for my family. I think it's typical, but my mother doesn't like the relationship. For the first time, she isn't the most important woman in her son's life anymore, so that certainly plays, but also the fact that she tells me that she doesn't know her. My girlfriend has come to our place only a few times. The majority of the time I go to her place, as we have more privacy there, and I think it's quite normal that the man goes to the woman. Those things plus something that happened in the very beginning of our relationship, which was my fault mainly. My mother thinks she tries to pull me away. Unfortunately, as my relationship with my mother has always been good and don't want to break it, I take that very personally. Every time I leave home to go to my girlfriend, I know she disapproves it because of her replies, which are only short and annoyed then. This just doesn't feel good for me, but sadly enough weigh on my relationship as I feel limited. I understand this is my mother, not me, and aside from the fact she doesn't know her, it has nothing to do with this particular girl, but with having a girl in general. She has to understand I'm goddamn 30 in a few months. My mother behaving like this triggered my girlfriend, which then triggered my mother again, and feels like an endless circle now. For me, it feels like I'm caught between 2 fires. Both these factors now lead to the point where I can't take it anymore and where I don't know what to feel or think anymore. On one hand, I feel like I should break the relationship as everything looks get up now and whereafter peace will return, but it is just to put out one of the 2 fires. And on the other hand, I feel like I need to be brave, don't give up yet, and continue. Take my girlfriend more often to my family and give her some more time to work on herself. Really looking forward to your replies.